Yo, what's up? It's your boy Will Motivation, and today we're talking about my advice on the #1 way for you to get started investing in real estate. What's up, everybody? I know we don't have everybody on here yet, but we got Stunna Reese. Yeah, we live. What's up, everybody? I know we don't have everybody on here yet. Let me turn my volume down over here. Let me turn my volume down real quick. All right. So yeah, we should be.
Everybody.
Can you see the chat?
I cannot see the chat. I'm trying to look it up on my iPad to see if I can see it on here. That's what I'm trying to do right this second.
All right. Yeah, we got 16 on with us so far.
What's up? What's up?
What's cracking, everybody? We got Stunna Reese live.
Yeah. Checking in. Shout out to Will Motivation on the invite.
Oh, for sure, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate the love on your channel as well. So for the folks that's on so far, shout out to everybody for jumping on early. Capri. So we got a moderator on. So my girl is on from Brazil. So if anybody acts stupid, that she gonna delete them.
Okay. Yeah, those moderators hold us down, don't they, Will, in these lives?
Real. Live streams start going crazy. Hey, but what's up to everybody that's here? Mike Spam God, Cuvo, Jay Skywalker, Beethoven and Hanson, D. Anderson, SS Inferno, Jeffrey Davis.
I see the squad checking in. Shout out to the squad. I see y'all.
Juco, what's up? So we got about 20 people on. So tonight we're going to be talking to Stunna Reese live. We're going to talk about cars. We're going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. And what's up, Random? So, so I'm gonna give people a chance to get in here, and then we'll kind of like introduce Stunna Reese live, let him tell us a little bit about his channel, and then we'll get into talking about some, cars, entrepreneurship, real estate, and you guys can start asking us questions and all that stuff like we normally do. That sound good? Can everybody hear us okay?
Yeah.
We got a question already. Supercars hold a great deal of its value. Do you consider them a good investment? In general, no, I don't. I don't personally. Stunna Reese might have a different.
Are supercars great investments? Was that the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't made any money on one yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, those are actually far and few between, but I mean, if you get the right one, the rare ones, and you hold on to them, of course, yeah, eventually they can, level out and then start to rise. But yeah, it's just like anything, any of the old muscle cars, anything. Yeah, you can find those certain ones that definitely can be an investment.
Hey, Jay Skywalker, you might need to restart it because I think everybody can see us. I'm pretty sure. Make sure you don't have anything paused as well. Oh, he said he can't hear anything. Jay Skywalker. So Cass is coming in here, man. So we might as well go ahead and get started.
Okay, cool. Can they hear me okay?
Can y'all hear Stunna Reese? Yeah, they're saying they can see in here.
Okay, cool. What's up, everybody? Shout out to all the subscribers, man, that rock with my boy Will Motivation, man. Definitely, man. Real legendary cat right there.
Likewise, feeling is mutual, man. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and jump into it. So, like I said, we got Stunna Reese here from Chicago. I had the pleasure of meeting Stunna Reese at our meet and greet here in Columbus, where they drove all the way from Chicago. And shout out to Mod the Fame. who actually Stefan from Model Fame actually had the idea. He just picked up his Hellcat in was it Louisiana? I think it was. Yeah, he flew down to Texas, picked up his Hellcat, and then drove all the way um, back to New York, and he stopped in Ohio, and then Stunna Reese and his crew came through. And so shout out to you, Stunna Reese, man. You want to tell the people a little bit about your channel, and then we'll kind of get started.
Okay, cool. Like he said, man, shout out to Mod the Fame, man. That was definitely an epic event. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, basically, Stunna Reese Live is a lifestyle channel. Basically, it's just about things that I do in my lifestyle. I'm a car guy. I am a promoter. I'm a entrepreneur. Me and my wife, we do real estate. So me and Will, you know, we pretty much got the same similar lifestyle in a lot of different ways. The only thing I do, I think I do parties. Yeah, kind of crazy. But yeah, for the most part, we both like to travel and things like that. So yeah, our channels are real similar. So, you know, that's one of the reasons that I was attracted to Will's channel. But yeah, right off the bat, as soon as I saw it. So yeah, but yeah, it's a pretty fun channel. It's just really me being me. You know what I'm saying? Just things that I do day to day. So yeah.
Tell them about your cars a little bit, man. What kind of cars do you own and feature on your channel?
Okay, right now, currently, I have a Hellcat, which is called the Yale Cat. Yeah, that's right. It's a brand new 2017. I just picked it up a few months ago and started doing modifications to it already for the guys on the channel who love modifications and things like that to custom cars. Yeah, I just started that. I also own a couple more cars. I own a 1967 Chevy Impala that goes by the name of Dracula. You guys would have to see it to understand why it's called Dracula, but it's all black with all red interior. It definitely looks sinister and mean and evil. And then I also have a rare 1991 BMW 850i as well that I call 007 for James Bond. And then last but not least, I got a Harley Davidson that I'm getting back on the streets as well. So those are my four channel toys that I talk about that you guys will see often.
That's what's up, man. So a lot of people on my channel kind of have aspirations to get, you know, nice cars like the Hellcat or the Lambo or that kind of thing. So tell us a little bit about what you do, man, to make money to allow you to afford some of those toys. And then if the audience starts having questions based on what Stunna Reese does for a living, you guys can start asking the questions, and I'll fire them off to Stunna Reese.
Okay. Well, what I do for a living, like I said, is my main source of income is real estate investment. I'm an investor. Me and my wife, we do property flips, buy houses low, fix them up, remodel them, and then sell them for a profit. That's my main source of income. I also have a production company where I produce concerts, car shows yearly. A lot of people may or may not have heard of my car show series called the Stunna Jam, but I do a big car show. Thousands of people come out to, hundreds of cars attend every year, called Stunna Jam. I also do weekly parties. I'm also a party promoter as well. So I do a weekly party every Friday night in Chicago as well. So those are my main sources of income. I do other little things, but those are the main.
Stunna Jam. Yo,
Stunna Jam.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. That sounds kind of fly.
Well, it's a big car show. I've been doing that particular series. I actually had a car show series before that called Dubs and Dimes, which was basically about the dubs along with the dimes. You know, I used to do the bikini car wash thing and all that stuff. So that was prior to the Stunna Jam. But back in 2014, I started up a new series called the Stunna Jam. It's a car show. I mean, it's one of the biggest car shows in the Midwest. Like I said, thousands, literally over thousands of people come out every year to attend it. Last year, I think I had 390 vehicles registered for it. It was a pretty big show, So yeah.
So what happened to the dimes from the Dubs and Dimes?
You know, man, I got married. Hey, and you know what? It was fun, but you know what? Thinking back, I was like, I think it kind of put a different stigmatism on it that maybe some of the older cats or wives may be like, hey, you ain't going to that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, when you're young, you don't think about none of that, but so you had to just scale it back. It's same fun, same fun. They still come out, but it's just So
Dubs and dimes, man. That's classic.
hey, man, they used to love it too, man. I actually hold on one second. I want to show you something. And this is actually but how, and it's funny that we talked about this right now. This is actually how I started my YouTube channel. Is 8 years ago, I used to do a DVD series called, I don't know if you can see that, Chicago Dubs and Dimes. And there you can see Dracula on there. Yeah. And then that was my first one, and then I kept doing them. I was doing these for like 3 years. I sold over 75,000 copies of these.
For real?
Yeah.
That's real hustle right there. So y'all, you guys just watching, dude. Tell them how many you sold.
75,000, over 70,000 copies of that. Going around the car shows and different things, selling them on the internet. If you guys, search my channel back 8 years ago, you'll see some previews of this on my channel. Yeah, so yeah, I've been doing this a long time. This car stuff been a long time. 8 years ago. That's the very first thing that I started posting on YouTube 8 years ago. Before I even knew anything about monetization or anything.
Yeah, that's real hustle. So we got a real hustler on the Will Motivation Live show tonight. We got Stunna Reese from Chicago. We're starting to get some questions, man. So let me throw one of these questions at you. Somebody asked, what club do you throw parties at in Chicago?
It's called The Box. It's located at 167 South Halsted. It was a club that's been around for a very long time, known as the Skybox. But it was a white club. I mean, just to keep it frank, they turned into an urban club and renamed it The Box. So once they turned it into an urban club, they brought me in as the promoter because I've been promoting that clubs for years. So this happened just a little less than a year ago, and I've been there ever since. That's been my new club home. But yes, a gentleman's club, and we have fun. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that, man.
Like I said, we got a true hustler on the Will Motivation show. We got Stunna Reese from Chicago answering some of you guys' questions. So if you got questions, make sure you put them in to the live chat, and then I'll shoot them at Stunna Reese. Stunna Reese has also done some real estate investing as well as promoting. He drives a beautiful yellow Hellcat, which is featured in some of my recent videos, like when we did our meet and greet here in Columbus, Ohio. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've done so far in the real estate game? Like if you like flips, if you got any rentals, or tell us how you kind of got into that.
When I met my wife, she had already been into real estate. This was about 7 years ago, and she had been doing them. But even before that, my family was, actually owned a construction company. Well, my dad, he owned a construction company when I was a young kid, and he used to always take me around to the job sites and things like that. And it just was one of those things I kind of always knew about. My dad was an ultimate hustler. That's all I can say about him. He was an ultimate hustler, never worked for anybody, always hustled, and I kind of got my hustle tactics from him. But he was into the real estate contracting part of it, and I used to go around with him as a kid. And when I met my wife, she was doing the real estate investment properties and things like that. And she was also a licensed broker. Well, she became a licensed broker literally right after we met. And it was just we brought it together and just started doing them from there. And we basically do single family homes for the most part, no rentals at this point. But I did look at some of the things you were saying, Will, on your channel about the rentals and stuff like that. So we've been thinking about, stepping off into that as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I've done a few flips, man, but I kept most of the properties that I bought.
Mhm.
But I had a moment where I did a video talking about rentals versus flips, and it was right after I got my tax bill after doing about 5 flips in a year. So
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling the flip so much because of the taxes.
Yeah.
You saw that video, um, but yeah, I try to like one of the reasons I got into real estate in the first place was because I wanted to um I wanted to have a retirement strategy. So I started looking at having some rental properties. And
Hmm.
then when I got in, the market was low. As the market had started increasing, like at first I was trying to buy as much property as possible, but then the prices started going up. And I was like, man, they're getting these houses are getting so expensive that these mortgages are going to be really high. So instead of renting all of the properties that I was looking at, I was like, you know what, I can get some of these more expensive properties if I flip them because the prices were going up. So
Hmm.
I started doing flips a couple 3 years ago, and it's it's been going pretty good, man. It's been going pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So definitely, that's something me and my wife been talking about doing as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
so we got a question, man. Somebody asked how much money you had to have when you start getting into the real estate game.
Um. Actually, me and my wife bought our first piece of property for $20,000. We bought it as a pocket listing, um, from someone she knew in the real estate who had REOs. I mean, Will, you'll know what I'm talking about, but yeah, and gave us a pocket listing for $20,000. Now, basically, that's just before it goes on the market to the general public. Uh, we found someone that was able to offer it to us prior to that. So that's what we started off with a property we picked up for 20,000. Now, actually, after we picked up this property, we didn't even, have all the money to completely reflip it right then. You know what I'm saying? We took every dime we had and bought it. You know what I'm saying? Because we had just paid for a big wedding and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, hey, before we do anything else, let's go buy some property and get this money back up. But yeah, that's how it started, man. And a lot of things that a lot of people don't know, man. You get your credit straight, you can go real far with doing a real estate property. With credit cards or Home Depot cards, Lowe's cards. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to use your own money; you use somebody else's money. So we did that, and it started from there. You know what I'm saying?
Excellent. Yeah. So in my situation, I also have had like when I got in the real estate game, I had one of the first properties I bought was like 25,000 as well. Like properties were a lot cheaper because the
Hmm.
banks were holding them. So it sounds like you got in around the same time that I got in.
Hmm.
And so now it's a little bit more, not a little bit, a lot more expensive.
Yeah,
Most
it
of
is.
the available properties. I
Yeah.
don't know what it's looking like in Chicago.
No, it's similar. It's similar.
Are you familiar with wholesaling in real estate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys done
Some.
any wholesaling?
No, we typically don't wholesale. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of greedy. No, I like to make my money, man. I'm patient. I'm a very patient person. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait a long time to make the max amount of money if it makes sense. Because for me, I always think my thinking process is you don't know when you're gonna find another property that you're gonna be able to make that same
Right.
amount of money on. And people think that okay, you get into the real estate game, it's gonna be like houses that you can make 20, 30,000 dollars lined up in front of your face, like that all the time. And sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's property where you might have to try to invest, 80, $100,000 just to make $7,000 to $10,000. And,
Mhm.
so for me, I like to maximize the profit on as many properties as I can. That's just my strategy.
Maximize the profit on as many properties as possible. So right now we're here with Stunna Reese live. He has a YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed to his channel, make sure to go subscribe. It's Stunna Reese Live. He has a beautiful yellow Hellcat. He calls the Yellcat. I'm sure he's going to be posting some great content coming up with that because he just got it, what, a couple months ago?
Yep, absolutely.
So make sure you subscribe to his channel as we continue this conversation because we actually are both real estate investors and we are both entrepreneurs. When's the last time you worked a 9 to 5?
Oh man, I worked. I was 9 to 5, and it was actually probably more like a 9 to 9. I used to sell cars
Okay.
for a car dealership, and I only worked for someone selling cars for 5 years of my whole life. Uh, that's the only time I've ever worked for anybody in my life.
Okay.
Soon as I got out of high school, I started, doing some things, you know what I'm saying, to make some money. And and then I actually saved up money doing things and bought myself a pager company, a beeper and cell phone company back in the days. Yeah. Yeah, I did that. And one of my buddies actually owned one, and he was looking to get out of one because he had bought a newer one. So he had an old one that he wanted somebody to take over, and I invested and took over there.
How did that go? That's interesting,
man. You know what, man? I was young. I was young, but I went and took it. I made a lot of money doing it, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've always been a hustler, and sometimes the not being on point, you can let the street life get into certain situations or whatever. So I got caught up in a lot of different stuff, you know what I'm saying, and had to deal with a lot of different stuff that I'm not proud of, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying, your boy did it. I'm a real dude. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying. I got into some illegal stuff, but you know what I'm saying. I went through that and came out and just kept going, man. You know what I'm saying. So
yeah, we know exactly what you're saying, and big ups to you for getting on the right path or whatever to get things the legal and legit way. So shout out for that. But yeah, so we got Stunna Reese here from Chicago. A real great YouTuber. He's doing some cutting edge things. He does a lot of live streams where if you guys are starting out a new channel, he does these. What do you call it? What's the name of the?
I call it the sub for support group down here in the Stunna Reese live layer. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that's just something that has become of it. That's not really what it is. Really, is just a lot of people hanging out, having fun, and people sub, back and forth with one another through the channel, through the live stream. But yeah, that's what I call it. But it's really just us hanging out, having a whole lot of fun. I mean, guys, you would have to be a part of it to see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of love goes on in the live layer, man. Right here, Stunna Reese Live. It's crazy.
So definitely check that out. I think it's pretty cutting edge, like the whole concept of it and how you run it, man. So shout out to you for that. So for a lot of you guys are interested in the entrepreneurship, the ideas, different ways we've made money in our lives, and a lot of people have a lot of questions about real estate. So somebody asked a question about wholesaling, and Stunna Reese mentioned that he doesn't really do the wholesaling. And not, for me, I haven't done wholesaling either, and probably for some of the same reasons. Because if I find a good deal, instead of wholesaling that deal to another investor, I prefer to be the investor myself. So wholesaling for me was never really an option. However, if you don't have the money to do a rehab, or you don't have access to money to purchase the house and that kind of thing, a lot of people swear by wholesaling. They say wholesaling is a great way for you to get involved in real estate and make some money. So it's actually something I studied up on as I'm getting ready to do my real estate course. So I'm actually going to be teaching a course online for real estate investing. So let me see here. The sound is messed up. Let me turn my.
No, you have a valid point. If you don't have the capital to go ahead and remodel it, then yes, by all means, definitely wholesale it and make you some money. Profit is definitely, as long as you're making some type of profit.
Okay, so my bad. I had some microphone. Every time I put my cell phone near my camera cable, I get feedback on my microphone. So that's my bad. My bad. So we should be good now. So we got a question. Would you use a $25,000 line of credit to invest in real estate? And is that enough for a start? What do you think, Stunna Reese?
Oh wow, 25,000 to start. I mean, a couple key things always comes into factor when I'm investing. If I can advance the profit, in any way, and if that's what I have to work with, if that's the only capital I have, but I can advance that to make more profit, then yes. Um, but you can get yourself into tricky situations when investing property. You got to be real mindful when you're doing it because you could end up purchasing a property that, yeah, it could fall under that $25,000 price range, but it might be in an area where you can't give that property away. And that happens a lot here in Chicago. There are certain areas that they will give you property for free, take it, what I'm saying, just so that, they could, relieve the tax bills and different things like that. But no one wants to live there. So it's a very, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. I would definitely, advise if you're looking to get into real estate, make sure you do your homework. You know what I'm saying? But yes, it could in certain situations be 25,000 could be enough to advance it for more money than that. Now, are you going to probably be able to pay your contractors and or do any type of remodeling uh, in addition to that investment? Probably not, but you never know.
Yeah, it all depends on
What?
the price of that house that you buy. If that 25,000 is going to be enough, and if you got a $25,000 line of credit, then that might mean you have good credit. So maybe you could use part of that 25,000 as a down payment. Like let's say you use $10,000 of that 25,000 as your down payment on a house, and 10,000 you could probably get like a $40,000 house with $10,000 down payment, and then you would have 15,000 left to do the rehab. But that's assuming that you have good credit. But I'm thinking if you got $25,000 line of credit, your credit might be decent.
Oh, okay, I got you. I understand. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, well,
well
man,
spoken. Yeah.
it all depends. But I feel, but I echo what you were saying as well, Stunner Reese, and that is, if you just took that whole 25,000 and bought a house, then you might you might not have enough money to do the rehab, and then what? You might be in trouble. And if your strategy was to do a flip and you buy the house for 25,000, and then you're ready to sell it, but the market is not ready to buy it, then you may have to be ready to make that a rental property. But the main thing is you got to have enough money to buy the house and also to rehab the house.
Correct.
So yeah, I think we're on the same page with that.
Yep.
So mic check. Is my mic good now? Man, they say my mic is having some feedback, but I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Check, check. I just turned my mic down a little bit. You guys let me know if it's okay. So all right, so we got another question, man.
Okay.
And Beethoven and Hanson was the one with the question about the 25,000 line of credit. Yeah, if you have if it's for a down payment, as long as if you buy the house, as long as you got the budget to do the rehab, and basically what you're getting into, then yeah, you could definitely use that. You can use that line of credit, but then you gotta calculate your payment for that mortgage and the payment for that line of credit too when you do all your
Absolutely.
numbers.
Absolutely. I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
So we got another question here, man, from Alex. It said, what do you guys think of investing in and buying damaged properties in disaster struck areas? places that have had floods, firestorms, like Texas, Florida, Louisiana, like flood areas and fire areas. I'll throw my 2 cents, man, and then you can drop some knowledge on them as well. That's cool.
Yep.
So my 2 cents on that is um, there's probably a lot of opportunities once you go into an area where houses have flooded out or have fires and that kind of thing. But my hesitation would be how fast is that neighborhood going to come back for the investors that go in to fix up the house. Now, if there's a whole bunch of investors and the local government is also investing in getting that area cleaned up quickly, then I would feel pretty confident about it. But if you go in there and there's no other investors trying to buy houses, fix those houses up, and get them back on the market, and the government is not cleaning up the streets and the infrastructure around those fire houses or flooded out houses, then I'll be a little bit hesitant to go in there, or unless you can wait it out.
I would agree 100% with Will, what he said. I'd be very leery if no one was willing to go in there prior to me and try to do any damage control or get any type of rehabilitation going on. I don't think I would sink my money in because um, people are gonna you know, feel a certain type of way of going somewhere that, has been damaged or in a certain area, catastrophe area, if they don't see any major leaps and bounds, people aren't going to have that confidence to want to move to those areas. I mean, me, myself, personally, that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Hey, can you hear me okay, Reese?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. They're saying my sound is bad, but um, does it sound bad on your end?
No, I hear you fine.
I'm not sure what that. You guys, let me know in the comment section if my sound is still bad. But I'm not. I have no idea why it's bad. But okay, so that was the last question, man. We got another one here. And yeah, if you would please click the like button and and yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm gonna restart my live stream. Stunna, if you just stay on.
Okay, I'm here.
So if you want to give them, you can just take over the live stream for a minute, man. Maybe talk a little bit about your channel, that kind of thing, and I'm gonna restart my.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So basically, man, my channel is definitely something that, like I said earlier, it's just a bunch of guys hanging out all the time. You'll see a group of people that I call the squadron on my channel. Shout out to the squadron. A lot of them checking in right now, man. Shout out to the squadron. Yeah, we all hang out, have a lot of fun. Like my channel is really a pure channel. It's not, I don't do a lot of staged acts or anything like that. It's basically all real. You know what I'm saying? Not that a lot of people do, but that's what this channel is all about. And it's just things that I do and things that I've done. It's just my real life. Really, really, to keep it 100, even, you know what I'm saying? It's just my real life. So, you know, I'm blessed to have the life that I have. I'm blessed to, what I'm saying, be able to do the things that I do. And, some people just find it entertaining, and I like to share it with you guys. So, yeah. But yeah, we have a whole lot of fun down here in the live layer. If you haven't got an opportunity to come rock out with us in the live layer, we have a lot of different YouTubers come through, all the time. Tall Guy Car Reviews, Will Motivation, Mod the Fame, uh, Demonology, CJ on 32s. I mean, a lot of big YouTubers come and hang out from time to time in the live stream. So it's just a fun time, you know what I'm saying? So if you haven't got a chance, man, make sure you check out one of the live streams. You're definitely gonna have a good time.
There it is. I'm back. So you guys let me know if my microphone. I just reconnected my live stream and my audio. So you guys let me know if I still sound bad. I'm not. I gotta figure this out. But we got Stunna Reese live here on the Will Motivation channel. Um, okay, somebody said it's better now. All right, cool, cool. So I have no idea why I changed my connection, but I have no idea why it was. was acting up before. So I apologize for that. But like I said, we have Stunna Reese live here. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. We support his movement, and he's also an entrepreneur. Does a lot of cool and interesting things. So that kind of leads me to a question, man. That a lot of our viewers might also be interested in, as far as your car background, man. What out of all your cars, man, what is your favorite car that you own currently, and the favorite car that you may have had in the past?
My favorite car that I own currently is definitely my 67 Impala SS Dracula. I mean, that's just my heart, you know what I'm saying? I put a lot of money, a lot of soul, a lot of time into that car. It was exactly what I wanted. I built it exactly how I wanted it. And it's just different. The old cars have
You got
more
a
of a
picture of it
soul.
back there in your room on that
Yeah,
side?
I do. I do. Hold on. Let me show you guys.
So he's got a picture of Dracula. You guys can check it out. Beautiful.
That's Dracula. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, 1967 Chevy Impala. And the thing about Dracula is when I built that car over 12 years ago, it was really ahead of its time. Like no one was doing like monochromatic features on the old schools back then, where all the bumpers, all the trim, and everything was all color matched to the cars. All the cars pretty much back then had, chrome bumpers, the old schools and things like that. No one was really doing the all black wheels and just an all black car. And then you go from that to an all red interior, red stitching, red everything, everywhere, headliner. So it was really ahead of its time. And even to this day, 12 years later, the car stands tall next to any other old school or any other in the car shows and everything. It's been in Rides magazine, it's been in
Oh,
Waka
really?
Flocka videos, it's been in Twister videos, Ace Hood, uh, Do or Die. I mean, this car has been a lot of places. Won huge trophies at the Dub Show, all types of stuff. So I'm proud of it, and it's my baby. That's my
What,
baby.
what are you currently doing to it, and when are we going to see it again on your channel?
Right now, it's in the shop. I'm putting a new, fresh engine in it. Now, everybody knows, all my Chevy people know that LS engines are the new fad right now. And yes, it's in the shop getting a fuel injected LS engine. It looks beautiful. I can't wait till it to be done. And then hopefully within the next month or so, it'll be ready. Waiting on a couple more parts to come in for it to get it done and on the channel. But yeah, be looking for that soon. Yeah, it
You
was
know what I
beautiful.
want to see? I want to see you race Dracula against Yellcat.
Ooh wee, that's gonna be a good one, man. You know what's crazy, Will, is that Dracula actually weighs less than Hellcat, Yellcat. That's crazy, right?
What?
Yeah, yeah. So
So it
it's
might
gonna
be a
have a
good
little.
race.
I know, right? It's gonna have a little less horsepower, but it might still end up being a pretty good race. Yeah, it
You
might
gonna
stand up.
you gonna do that? You gonna set it up?
Man, I might have to, man. Now that you sparked that,
Man,
yeah, that might.
I would love to see. I mean, that would be. I think that would be a monumental, legendary video. Uh,
Yeah, that would be. It
to
would
line
be.
up those two whips, man. And so I haven't. Okay, you remember when we had our I haven't really raced my Lambo yet, but
Okay.
after the meetup that we had when you came to Columbus,
Yeah.
somebody with a race, like they had a Mustang that was set up like for racing,
Oh, okay.
and they tried to race me on the freeway.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you know what happened, right?
All right, right. Termination.
Yeah, it was bye time. But
Yeah.
I got to start getting some of that kind of action on my channel. But
I
you know,
mean,
a lot of people, of course, want to see a Hellcat go against a Lambo, and I think that would be a real close race.
Yeah, yeah. Weight wise, of course, the Lambos got it by a mile, but I mean, you man, surprisingly, the Hellcats move, man. They get up and move. They ain't no joke.
Oh yeah.
And then the thing about them, man, just the accessibility of how low or little amount of money it takes to really make those cars like fly is like crazy, like
The Hellcat.
10,000. Yeah,
What's
you
the
can get.
what is the mod progression like? Like how much does it cost to get to the next level, and then like how much horsepower do you get and that kind of thing when you
Well, what's crazy is, they have tuning companies. There's one actually here in Illinois. They have a tuning company that goes by the name of Tim Barth that has a tuning package for the Hellcat. I think it's about $10,000, but it'll get the car 950 rear wheel horsepower. That's probably over 1,050 crank horsepower, 1,100 crank, but 950 rear wheel horsepower. I mean, that's insane.
that's
You
ridiculous.
know, yeah. Now for an older Chevy or older, most cars to get 1,000, 1,100 horsepower, you're looking at 40,000 dollars that you have to come out. But I'm talking about from stock to that amount of horsepower for less than 10 grand. I mean, amazing, amazing. So yeah. Hellcat's definitely a good buy, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great buy.
Oh yeah, that's the about the for the money, man. That's the only thing touching a Hellcat. Maybe what? How much is a Z06? Z06 is a little bit more expensive though, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but they're real aggressive on the sales right now with the Z06. I mean, real aggressive. 20
Yeah.
grand off on. I've seen $20,000 off on a Z06. I'm like, wow, they are real aggressive.
Yeah, I saw the regular C7 Corvette, like the Z51. Yeah, they're you can get them cheaper than a Mustang GT.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
Crazy.
that's crazy.
You know what I think, man? I think the C8 Corvette is gonna be so different.
Hmm.
That mid-engine
Yeah,
is gonna be so different that they expect a lot of people to want to jump on that new design when
yeah.
it comes out. So they're anticipating that. So they're probably trying to lower the price, man. Um,
I'm so excited to see that platform if they really drop it. I'm sure it's coming, but I'm so excited, man. I think Chevy is long overdue. They needed a car that could really like compete with the Lambos, the Ford GT,
yeah.
and I think this is gonna be the one, man. I think they really needed this, so it was about time that they came and put this down.
So somebody, Ace Roland, what's up, Ace Roland? Check out Ace Roland's channel as well. He's a fellow YouTuber who came through to Columbus, and he's also featured in my a couple of my videos about the meet and greet. But he asked if you missed your Bentley. So tell him about the Bentley that you had, and then if you miss it.
Oh yeah, man. Now when you asked the question, what was my favorite car that I don't currently have? That would definitely have to be the Bentley. Yeah, I had a Bentley GT Coupe, also customized with total red leather throughout the whole thing. It was white with red leather with custom wheels. The interior job on that car was $40,000 for the interior.
40
Yes,
grand?
40 grand. Yeah, the steering wheel was 7,000 altogether. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, that's what the bill was, 40,000. But that was an epic car. I really love that. Bentleys, man, you don't really get it until you get a chance to drive one. You look at it, you're like, okay, it's nice, it looks nice, but when you get in it and feel the ride and feel the refineness of how smooth it is, how quiet it is, and it's just crazy. It is just crazy, next level.
Was that is that? But that's not your favorite car. The Dracula's your favorite, right?
Yeah, Dracula is still my favorite. Dracula is still my favorite because it's just so mean, so like rough, like the rumble of the engine, and it just
Right.
always, man, just brings you to like total enjoyment. And you know what's crazy? I used to drive Dracula. I could drive downtown Chicago in Dracula, and I could pull up next to a Lamborghini, and people are taking more pictures of my car than Lamborghini. It's crazy, but it was true. Like that car just is so special. So
Yeah, I gotta get me an old school, man. I don't know what I would get other than some type of Chevy. I had like an old Nova before. I had a 70. I want to say I had a 73 Nova or 72. I can't remember. And I put a crate engine in it, and
ooh.
I put a posi rear traction on it, and it was pretty beastly, man. But one day I pulled out onto a main strip, like a main street with like two lanes on each direction, and I floored it because it was oncoming traffic, right? And they was kind of like in a rush, and I floored it to get out in the traffic, turning right, and I started to lose traction. And when I let off the gas with that posi rear traction, the car swung all the way back around facing the oncoming traffic.
Oh wow,
I,
yeah.
I sold it in about 2 weeks later.
Man, I tell you, man,
Crazy.
you know, people always say, hey, the cars back in the days, those cars was big, heavy boats and stuff like that. But you'll be surprised if you weighed a new Corvette to that same 72 Nova. If you weighed a brand new Corvette to that 72 Nova, I bet you any amount of money that 72 Nova would be lighter. People
Yeah,
don't understand it, but those cars back there were actually relatively light.
right.
Those
Yeah,
muscle
I gotta
cars.
get me an old school. I gotta get an old school in my stable. So for those of you who are just tuning in, we got Stunna Reese live. My name is Will Motivation. I um I have a channel where we talk about the cars, vehicles. We talk about investing. We talk about entrepreneurship, and so like I said, we got Stunna Reese, and he's got a nice Hellcat, what they call Yellcat. You can check it out in some of my videos, but also check out his channel at Stunna Reese Live. All right, and I think I have a card that you can click on and go straight to his channel that I added to this live stream. So you guys
Oh,
definitely check it out. You know what I'm saying?
thank you.
So, but yeah, so I just wanted to shout out Stunna Reese today, man, and answer any of you guys' questions about entrepreneurship, about investing in real estate. Stunna Reese has done a number of flips in the Chicago area. I myself have done a number of flips in Central Ohio and Columbus, in the Columbus area, and and yeah, so you know, if you guys have questions, man, make sure you ask. And so somebody asked a question. Somebody's actually from Tokyo. What's up, Zanzu from Tokyo? Um, he said, "What's your view on buying property internationally? Do you think a buyer should be in close proximity to the investment?" Um, so I'll throw my 2 cents, and then Stunner Reese, if you have anything to add, man, feel free. But so I have a little bit of experience buying property internationally. I used to own real estate in the Dominican Republic. I actually owned two properties there. I sold one of those properties, and I still own the other one. And generally, with that being my own experience, it was not really a good experience because in that particular country, the paperwork and the process was painful. And like I didn't get, for example, the one house that I sold, I didn't get the title to the house. I paid for the house in cash. It was a good price and everything. But when I went to go sell it, I still didn't have, after about 3 years, I still didn't have the paperwork for the title of the house.
Wow.
So it was crazy. And I got the impression that they might have been trying to hope that I disappear or don't come back, and that the lawyers could get together and take the property from me or something like that. So it was a little bit. I felt like it might have been a little bit shady. So, but if you get a good team in the country where you want to buy, I think there's some opportunities, but you just got to know how things work in that country and know what's normal. Because if you don't, you can have a situation where you got a lot of money invested and it may be hard to get that money back out. So that's my 2 cents on that.
As far as internationally, I don't know how safe I would feel. You know what I'm saying? But in other cities, in Illinois, in I'm sorry, not Illinois, in the U.S., I have researched doing some different real estates in different states. such as from me in Atlanta. I got a couple people that's actually working on some stuff for me, and I might be buying up some property in Atlanta.
Mhm.
I do have members of my club, the number one Stunners. It's a motorsport club that I founded in 2003 that live in Atlanta that would could assist me if I needed some help as well down there. But yeah, I got a lot of connections. If I have people planted that I'm comfortable with, I have no problem with investing in different cities if I have trust in my team. So yeah.
That's what's
But as
up.
far as international, I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, they could do stuff totally different, but there's opportunities out there, you know what I'm saying? Especially for people who
Absolutely.
are outside of the United States that want to invest in the United States. I think it's pretty. I think there's all types of opportunities for people outside to do that because they're doing it now, like in New York City and the West Coast, Hawaii, stuff like that. But we got another question, man. Would you ever consider? This is from Raquel. Would you ever consider buying a compact car like a little smart car?
Oh wow. I've had one. This is 100% right hand to God. I have had one V6 car in my whole life. That's one.
Wow.
Every single car that I've ever owned has been a V8 or V12 or V12 or W12. But yeah, would I ever do a smart car? Probably not. Probably not. Just not my swag. You know what I'm saying? Let me just keep it 100. It's not my swag, man.
You can pull up
No.
to you can pull up to your car show in a little.
Oh man. Oh man. Nah. Yeah, but nah. Yeah. So now I've had a bunch of cars, but yeah, one six cylinder. Yeah, that's
Man,
it.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a when I my first car that my dad let me drive was a Volkswagen Rabbit, and
Okay.
I don't even know if that was a four cylinder, man. That might have been like a three cylinder or something.
Right, right.
Then I had plenty of four cylinders, like I had a Cavalier back in the day. But would I ever get like one of those little smarts? I think they're dangerous, man. Those little things to me look dangerous. If somebody ran into you from
Yeah,
the back or the side, man, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of getting crushed up. So,
yeah,
and a lot of people like my sister, man. When I got the Lamborghini, especially the Gallardo, my sister was a little bit worried about me. She was like, that car looks dangerous because it's so small and that kind of thing. But one thing about those fast, small sports cars is they build them for race scenarios where they're reinforced in the right places. So if you crash at high speed, there's some safety things involved with those kind of cars. But those little smart cars, man, I don't know about that. From a
yeah.
safety.
For me, it's not really a danger factor. It's just not my swag. I ride motorcycles, so you can't get much dangerous than that. I actually raced motorcycles professionally all across the country for 5 years at a point in my life. So I'm, the danger part of it is not, but the swag part.
Oh yeah, I mean, real talk. At this point in my life, nah, I can't see that at all. Now, I got my daughter a Corolla, and from time to time I drive it when I want to save gas. But
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't pull up to a car show in a Corolla. But
Yeah, no, I got you, man. I'm just messing with it. Anyway, I don't like him. He don't drive four cylinders. Nah, man, I ain't got nothing against four cylinders, man. I'm just
yeah,
playing, but nah.
I ride motorcycles as well, man. You're right, like motorcycles, it don't get any more dangerous than that.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got that
yeah,
speed. You can get in and out of situations. Which
yeah. You can, man.
you say you have a
You
Harley?
know, with pardon me.
You have a Harley?
Yeah, I got a Harley. I got a custom Fat Boy, totally custom seats, fenders. I got the big fat tire kit on the back, custom forks, custom rims, custom handlebars. It's just totally custom. I call it the Bat Bike because it's all black, just like Dracula.
That's dope, bro. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
So somebody asked, any thoughts on the Lamborghini SUV that Urus that just came out? Have you seen it?
I've seen it on the internet via pictures. I would love to see one in person and see what it's to. I was actually surprised on when I first seen the Bentley truck. I thought it was going to be smaller, but when I actually saw one in person and got a chance to sit in one, it was actually a little bit bigger than I thought. So I was surprised. So I'm wondering if I'm going to kind of get the same feeling from the Lamborghini one as well, because it kind of looks small, but you can't really tell from the picture. So can't wait to see the actual size of it.
Yeah, they should have one in Chicago at Gold Coast where I got my first Huracan, the white Lamborghini
Okay.
580-2. If I lived in Chicago, I'd definitely go up there and try to check it out when it comes out. I don't know when they're gonna get them here, but I think as far as the design, man, I think they could have done something a little bit more aggressive on the front end. I'm not the front end looks kind of like a Pikachu or
Yeah,
animation type of look to it. Uh, but sometimes cars look different online as compared to when you see them in person. I'm sure the interior is gonna be pretty nice.
yeah.
But I think they could have done something a little bit more aggressive. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of it so far, but I got to see it in person.
Right. And I felt the same. It's funny you say that. I felt the same way about the Bentley truck. And when they announced that they was doing the Bentley truck or whatever, I owned the Bentley. So when I saw it, I was like, in the pictures, I was like, I don't know, forget that. But when I actually saw it in person and got to drive a chance to ride in one, I was really, really pleased. So, I've always been a Lambo fan my whole life. I was the kid with the Lambo pictures on the walls, and that was me. So I've always been a Lambo fanboy. I ain't gonna lie. So, you know,
Me too.
I- yeah. So anything with a Lambo brand on, I'll pretty much give it a chance. So,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
know, yeah.
All right, so we got a couple more questions rolling in. Beethoven enhancing. Shout out to Beethoven enhancing. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He said, what's going to be your next vehicle, and when do you think the housing market will crash? Like possibly this year. So what's going to be your next vehicle, Stunna Reese?
Well, my next vehicle is actually supposed to be the vehicle I was supposed to get a couple months ago when I bought the Hellcat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm planning on getting a Demon. That's my plan if I can get one. Now,
Yeah.
um, there's rumors that they may come out with more in 2019, and the prices may be more reasonable. Because when I tried to get a Demon when I got my Hellcat, they told me $130,000, and I told them, yeah, that's what they told me. That's what they told me. So I wasn't willing to pay that much for a Demon. So I was like, I mean, I love the Demon. I love what it's about, but I'm not that in love with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that the prices will eventually come down more to a realistic price point, and people won't try to garnish and price gouge, and I'll be able to get one. So that's my next goal that I plan on getting is the Demon.
For me, and yeah, the Demon is beastly. For me, my next car, I might get something in between. Like, this is sort of a insider's tip for everybody who's tuned into this live stream. Um, I just took my Raptor on a road trip, and I wasn't feeling how comfortable the suspension is. It's not comfortable. The suspension is worse than some sports cars that I've owned as far as how hard it rides.
Wow.
So, with that being said, and I'm not necessarily a big fan of the V6. I love the styling of my Raptor, but I'm not a big fan of the V6. So if they come out with a V8 Raptor, then I'm probably going to trade my V6 Raptor in for that. But
Oh
then
yeah.
again, the jury is still out because I'm getting older, man. I like my cars to ride smooth. So
Yeah.
I may end up taking that money because the Raptor is like a $70,000 truck. And for me, I use it more for work. So I may end up getting like a cheaper work truck and then take that money and invest in something cool for the channel. But for sure, when that GT500 comes out, I'm trading in my Mustang and I'm
Oh
getting a
yeah.
GT500 for sure. That's
Make
gonna be
sure y'all watch out for that race.
oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
Everybody gonna
that's
be
gonna
trying to
be.
race that thing. But
Yeah.
but like you, man, I'm not trying to get price gouged either. So we'll have.
Yeah.
And then the second part of that question was, when do we think the housing market would crash? I don't know what it's looking like in Chicago, but in Columbus, man, it's looking pretty strong. I think if the market goes down, it's not going to crash like it did before. I think it might just go down for a little while, like at the most like a year, and then it's going to start climbing back up. Um, but no, I don't think we're going to have a major crash. If we do have a major crash, then you should be saving your money and getting ready for that to start buying as much real estate as you can. Because if you're in a city like here, where there's a good economy, people need someplace to stay. So they're either going to be buying houses or renting them. So why not be the person that owns the houses that they got to rent? So what do
Facts.
you think? What do you think,
I
Stunner?
agree 100%. The Chicago market, housing market is pretty strong up here right now. People, with rentals and flips are doing real well right now. So it's pretty strong right now. I don't see any downward spiral anytime soon right now. So I think we're pretty good right now. So it's a great time to get in if you can.
So somebody asked if you had 100,000 cash and you're 17 or 18 years old, what would you do with that money for you to kind of get on the right track with it?
For me, I mean, I'm big into real estate. I mean, that's where I think my money's been safe for me, investing in real estate. I mean, once we started doing it, I'll never look back on it. Um, Also, like I said, I do concerts and things like that as well. Concerts, you can make a lot of money as well, but sometimes it could be, not as safe because these artists nowadays, man,
Wow.
they could be so flaky and stuff like that, not show up and then try to give you makeup dates and you didn't spend your money on advertising promotions and
Makeup
uh,
dates?
venues, huh?
Makeup dates? That's crazy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Man, I've booked artists and they didn't show up, for some reason, and then they give you a makeup date and all stuff. So
Can
yeah,
you say who
but
the
you can
artist
make a
was?
lot of money. I've made a lot of money off of concerts though.
Can you
I'm not
say
gonna lie.
can you
Yeah.
say can you say who the artist was that was flaky or no?
No, I don't want.
Okay.
Let's just say they wanted the younger drill artists, you know what I'm saying? The younger artists. Typically the older artists or the more established artists, they they on time or they're a little bit more on point. But you guys could Google, different artists that, don't make up I mean, and then another thing that just to go along with that as well is that man, these artists nowadays in and out of jail so much. You never know if they're gonna be in jail by the time your concert they come up. And that's real talk. I had a buddy who booked Gucci Man 3 times. 3 times. And each time he came out and he thought he was gonna be safe, he'd go back to jail. It's just like so it's but you can make a lot of money with concerts. I'm not gonna lie. You can make a lot of money with concerts. So I've done concerts. I do my concerts typically along with my car shows now. Like every time I have a car show, I'll bring in an artist like Twista, Young Jock, Young Dro, someone at a level that's known, but I'm not going for the Drakes, the Nicki Minaj's, anything like that. But
Mhm.
I do something that's in relatively reasonable, and I'm pretty much a safe bet. Whether they show up or they don't show up, I'll still make my money back. So
You looked into Cardi B yet?
Cardi B, oh, that's another one. And this wasn't my event, so I can talk about this. My buddy booked Cardi B in Chicago. This was
Okay.
this past summer,
Okay.
and Cardi B showed up, and I think he owed him. He owed her. I'm sorry. He owed her a back end of rough estimately $20,000.
Mhm.
So he was still collecting money at the door. He
Mhm.
was still collecting money at the door as the event was going on. He sent $1,000 short from her total back end to her SUV so she can come in and told her hey, I'll give you the last 1,000. We still collect the money at the door. She pulled off and drove off with his money. Now, mind you, he had to pay her a total of $40,000 was the agreed amount. He gave her 20 up front to show up. He gave her 19 when she arrived because he didn't want her to, be waiting too long to come on stage because the crowd was out there. She drove off and did not perform for any of her fans who came to see her for $1,000.
You joking?
Crazy. So your
Man,
volume went down a little bit, Will.
man, I just thought, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think your
Wow.
volume went down a little bit.
Can you hear me all right now? Sorry now. Check.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know what happened.
Hey, can everybody hear me okay on the live stream? We got Cardi B. Say nah.
Yeah, so again, I think you're still talking about it, but yet again, it could be you can make a lot of money, but just dealing with people, man, and these people who think they're superstars, sometimes it could get you caught up, man. So
Okay, man. So I think they're saying that they can hear me okay on the live stream, man.
okay,
So
I can hear you. I just gotta get up a little closer, but go ahead.
okay. Now, so I'm gonna just let's go ahead to the next thing. So he asked if he had 100,000, what you would do with it, and your answer was real estate, but possibly looking at some other options like the promotion of events and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, I would look at investing in real estate, but taking some of that money and trying to learn how to, if you're gonna invest in real estate, take some money and invest in some real estate classes or some not doesn't have to be classes. It could be something online. And I'm not trying to plug my online course, even though I do have one coming out. But I mean, you could buy books. All of my knowledge in real estate, man, came from me just reading and buying audio books and listening to those audio books and just studying up myself and getting my feet wet and just kind of going for it. But you don't want to lose your investment. You don't want to lose that 100,000. So you want to know a little bit about what you're doing. So I would say invest in some education. And if you can't find any good deals or you're not comfortable with the real estate, you may look at investing in learning how to do, another entrepreneurial type of activity. So basically what I'm saying is take some of that money and invest it in yourself and learning how to do something. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do if I was 17, 18 years old. Matter of fact, I didn't have 100,000 at that point in time. But I borrowed some money and I went to school and learned how to program computers. And then once I learned how to program computers, that's how I was able to start my own not real estate. That's how I was able to start my own internet software company. And that's how I made the money to be able to start investing in real estate. So if I had never learned how to be a software developer or programmer, then I would have never started that company where I started my website and all that good stuff. So that would be a good option for you, for the gentleman that said, what would you do in 100,000? So, but yeah,
I agree.
Fitness Tech said with 100,000, he would put 25 in real estate, 25 keep 25 cash, 25 in stock, and 25 in a collectibles business and learning. So basically, what I get from that is diversify. Don't put all the money in one place, which is that's good advice.
Right, definitely.
Hey, did your dude with the Cardi B incident? Did your dude ever get his money back?
Funny. No, he did not get his money back. But supposedly she's supposed to do a makeup date for him. But no, as of right now, no.
How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was that?
Oh, it was over the summer. It was 2017, probably 8, 9 months ago. Yeah, I think it was like in maybe August.
Wow.
Yeah, so uh, trust me, she doesn't have a very good name in Chicago right now.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. One when you got 39,000 out of 40,000 and you peel out,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll be afraid to come back to Chicago for something like that. So so somebody asked about the fastest big truck in the world that Tesla is coming out with. Have you seen that semi that Tesla's coming out with, the electric semi?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, as far as my thoughts on it, man, I'm gonna say I think it's cutting edge, man. I like Tesla because they raised the bar, man. They're pushing the auto industry. So whether or not I would buy one is one thing, but whether or not I like it, I love it because it's pushing other car makers to step their game up. So that's why I like Tesla.
Oh man, and that's another thing. Trucking, man. Trucking is a great way. I think I had pressed a button on my phone, but now I hear you fine.
Okay.
Trucking is another market or way to make a lot of money, man. I got a lot of my partners are into trucking. A
Hmm.
lot of my squadron members, a lot of my family members that's into trucking, and they make very good money owning trucking companies and things like that. But that Tesla truck is definitely next level. When it comes to that truck, is awesome. I mean, what is it? The self lane assist. It has the automatic convoy system where they'll run tandem, right back to back. You know what I'm saying, on their own. It's just a real innovative thing that Tesla's doing with that truck. I mean, I can't wait to see them out on the streets.
Word, yeah. You know what? I got a buddy who's talking about getting into the trucking game as well. And shoot, man, like I always try to pay attention to these new ways to make money. And like speaking of that, I see a lot of YouTubers that are making money with Amazon FBA. So that's Amazon fulfillment by Amazon. So that's basically when you buy some products in large quantities and you have those products shipped to an Amazon fulfillment center. And then you get your little store on Amazon.com. And then Amazon will help you sell those products directly from their fulfillment center with Amazon Prime. And people are starting to make money with that. And that's something that I'm actually trying to learn a little bit more about. And actually, me and my girl been starting talking about starting a business with Amazon FBA as well, just like the trucking thing. So anytime I hear a lot of people start making money in a certain industry or area, I start paying attention to it.
Oh yeah, I'm totally unaware of that. I'd definitely like to hear more about that and definitely investigate it. Man, I'm the same way. If I hear something I think might be something I can catch on to, I'll definitely take the time to listen. Just
Yeah.
like the cryptocurrency right now. That's the big thing right now. My wife just did an investment for the first time about 2 weeks ago. So we just got into that. So
Dope. Yeah, I haven't done crypto yet. I want to study up on it a little bit, but I probably at some point will get in. But yeah, but I'm on that Amazon FBA. But first things first, I got to finish my real estate course, which I'm trying to get out in March. I'm actually going to start recording my first classes tomorrow. I got the outlines together and everything like that, so I'm gonna start working on that. But anyway, man, we're getting ready to wrap up here. We have Stunna Reese live from Chicago here on the Will Motivation channel. We appreciate all of you guys joining us. If you got any last minute questions before we close up tonight, hit us on the live chat because I'm looking at it right now. So hit us with any last minute questions, man. And then Stunna Reese, I don't know if you got any last minute things you want to say to the folks that are tuned in.
okay, wait, you want to see if they got any questions first, or? But if not, I'll just go ahead. But hey, first and foremost, Will, I want to say thank you, man, for having me. We definitely have to continue to do this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tall Guy Car Reviews. I just gotta say, shout out to him, man, for doing what he has done for YouTube, which allowed me to see a lot of YouTubers such as Will Motivation and Mod the Fame, and just a lot of YouTubers that I never would have probably knew anything about if it hadn't been him taking his time and going out and exposing a lot of these YouTube channels to me. A lot of people know that I reached out to a lot of people that he went across the nation and just said what up and tried to support a lot of them as well. And just by the grace of God, I ran across a lot of you guys' channels. So man, shout out to Tall Guy Reviews. I just wanted to say that real quick because I think that definitely needed to be said.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out to Corey with Tall Guy Car Reviews. I think he's linked up with both of us before. He's doing big, huge things. Probably most of the people that tune into our channels are definitely familiar with his channel. Dude is blowing up over 200,000 subscribers. And I think when I first saw his channel, he had 2,000 subscribers. So dude is hustling and getting it in. So definitely check out his channel as well. And shout out to him. Couple last minute questions. Uh, we got some international folks on here. Somebody said, "How did we get the nice whip?" So for me, they said the Lambo and the Raptor. And then if you want to talk about how you got Dracula and the Hellcat. So I'll make a long story short. How did I get my Lamborghini and how did I get my Raptor? Um, Basically, I'm an entrepreneur. Probably if I still was working in corporate America, I don't think I could afford to get the Lamborghini. I doubt it. But I started my own business in 2004. I started a software company. I'm a software programmer by trade. And then when my software company started doing good, I started investing in real estate. And then when the real estate started doing good, I was able to justify buying a Lamborghini and the Raptor. I got good credit. You know what I mean? So I take care of my credit so I can, I can grab I can pretty much grab a vehicle when I want because they know I'm gonna pay. Like I've never defaulted on any loan ever. So anyway, that's a short answer to that question. And Stunna Reese, you go ahead, man. Tell them how you got the Hellcat.
Yeah,
And
as far as the Hellcat, pretty much the same situation. I got awesome credit. With all my cars, I've never defaulted on any car I've ever had. I've had Celine Mustangs, Bentleys, and I don't pay for them cash because I like to keep my money. So a lot of people say, "Man, you don't own that car. You ain't pay for it cash." No, I like to keep my money. I'll pay them in payments because I'm not gonna probably keep them that long. But no, but as far as Dracula, I do own Dracula. Yeah, free and outright. It took me a lot of money to save up to do Dracula the way I wanted to. But yeah, that's basically it, man.
so
It's
we
just
getting a
come from
few.
hustling.
So we got a few good questions, man. They said, what are some of the benefits of becoming YouTubers and some of the downfalls? I'll let you answer that.
All right. For me, it's all about what you really, what you want to get from YouTube. If your goal on YouTube is to make money, uh, if your goal on YouTube is to be famous, or if your goal on YouTube is just to be yourself and have fun and enjoy, network, meet new people, you have to kind of find what which lane you want to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's many more sharing information, teaching, a lot of different things. But whatever it is that your goal is, or you have to find and pinpoint that first and foremost. For me, it really wasn't about the money because I mean it's not about the money. I do it because it's fun and I like doing it. And I've been doing YouTube 8 years, didn't even know anything about money. I just got monetized 7 months ago, and I started doing the vlogs more. And it's just to show people what I do. So for me, the upside is for me is the networking. I love networking. I'm a people person. I get to meet people. For me, that's my upside. My downside is it does take a lot of time away from my family. For me doing a lot of the things that I do with YouTube because I enjoy it. I literally do enjoy it. So the time factor sometimes can be a downside. And also the downside can also be some of the restrictions that YouTube does, with the demonetization and things like that. I don't think they have that system 100% together yet, but I think it'll get better. Go ahead, Will.
So for me, some of the benefits, um, for me, man, I get a kick out of sharing stuff and then people telling me how whatever I shared motivated them or helped them or opened or enlightened them or opened their eyes. I get a kick out of that. So for me, YouTube is kind of selfish because I get something back from it. Anytime I do a video and somebody says they like it, or anytime I do a video and they say that it helped them, or you know what I mean. And I try to share things that nobody told me. You know what I'm saying, about the experience of owning certain cars or about getting into business or about getting into real estate. I try to share stuff that nobody ever shared with me. And I get a kick out of helping people through the videos and the YouTube. So for me, that's like the upside. I make a little bit of money through the YouTube ad program, but it's not enough to even break even with what I spend on doing stuff for YouTube. Um, but from the downfall side of it, yeah, it's the time, right? It's the time that you spend. Like a lot of the stuff, you got to edit the videos, you got to shoot the videos, you got to come up with the ideas for the videos. Um, you don't know if a video is going to be a hit or not. You don't know if it's going to get exposure or not. You kind of got to trust YouTube a little bit. So it's a hustle, it's a grind, and it can be time consuming. So that's probably the downside. But overall, like if I help a few people learn something that they might not learn elsewhere, then it's worth it. Let's see, what other questions do we have? So somebody asked, if you're a Canadian citizen, can you still do real estate in the United States? Yes. If you live outside of the United States, you can still own real estate in the United States. That is 100% the case and 100% true. So let's see. Somebody asked, what is a good credit card limit to have? You got an answer on that?
What's a good credit card limit to have?
Yeah.
Well, I got over $70,000 in credit cards, but I mean, I would say 5,000 entry level. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
What kind of credit cards do you get? Like Discover, Mastercard, Visa? Which one do you recommend?
I have Mastercard and Visa.
Okay.
I don't have any Discover cards.
So somebody asked, where do you see the YouTube movement in 5 years? Like maybe a network television deal or what?
I think YouTube is growing. I mean, to be honest with you, I think YouTube is actually still not a baby, but still very young. I think that it's got a long way to go. I mean, I see it every day. More people are saying that not watching TV anymore like they used to. It's in the statistics. The cable companies are complaining. My kids don't watch TV anymore. They are on YouTube. These kids are on YouTube. It is the new thing, and it's only getting bigger. I mean, it's only getting bigger. That's so in 5 years from now, I see, whatever it is, I see times, times two, times five, maybe. I'm not sure. However many people watch now, I just see it getting bigger and bigger, more hours.
I agree because I remember just about a year ago, I didn't watch YouTube on my TV set and like on my my TV in my bedroom stuff like that. But now like I watch more YouTube on my TVs in the house than I think I watch like like network cable and stuff because you can watch what you want, especially if you
Exactly.
want to learn something. Yeah, I
Exactly.
see YouTube getting bigger um, and more integrated into your option for watching television is going to be YouTube on it from your phone or from your TV. And so I think that creates an opportunity for everybody to get
Great
something.
point. Great point. You can watch it from any device. It's just so simple. I mean, it's only getting bigger.
Somebody asked, how did I get the courage to move on from the corporate world? At the time when I was getting ready to quit my job, my dad was still alive, and my dad had a lot to do with my courage to leave the corporate world. Where my dad got behind me, he was like, "Well, if you're gonna quit, let's just get out and quit, and get your hustle on." And when he said that, that's all. That's all I really needed because I was ready to quit. Even though I had two little kids that I was taking care of, and I was making decent money in the corporate job. I was making about $80,000 a year when I quit, and I didn't have that much money saved up. I probably had 20,000, something like that, saved up, enough to last me, I don't know, 5 months or something like that. But I didn't want to regret it. I didn't want to. Be older, still working for somebody, and then look backwards and be like, man, I should have quit when I was in my 20s. Or I should have quit when I was in my 30s or whatever it was. So that's how I got the courage, man. And you got to ask yourself the question at the end of the day, are you a punk? Are you scared? And as a man, like, I'm not, if somebody asks me that question, I'll say, hell no. Like, I'm not scared. I'm not a punk. I'm not stupid. So, of course, I'm going to make sure I'm going to have a plan to get my money. But at the same time, I'm not going to be a punk. So it was just a matter of time before I quit and just handle my own. And so, but my dad getting behind me really was all the cosign I needed for him to just say, go out and do it. And he didn't have to give me any money or anything but that cosign. That's all it took for me.
Wow, that's good. That's crazy. That's, my dad was a very influential part on me as well. On my decision. But another thing that was real influential is that when I was selling cars, it was my last, I can remember it to like it was yesterday. My last day of working, I came into work and I had helped this couple the whole day, the day prior, trying to sell them a car. They were there hours. I think they were there like maybe 4 or 5 hours, and they couldn't make up their mind if they wanted to take it home that night or not. Well, I wasn't scheduled to be at work that following day till I think 1 p.m. So I came into work at 1 p.m. and they were there signing the paperwork on the car. Um, and another salesman helped them. Now this salesman just happened to be friends with the managers or whatever, and I didn't get any cut on the deal. And I said, man, to myself, I said, man, you just gonna not like I did all the work. I closed the deal. I'm the reason that they came back and got this exact car, and you're not gonna give me no money. I said, man, that's crazy. So at that point, I said, I'm out of here. Thank you guys, and I never looked back. I walked out the dealership and never looked back, and I took that leap of faith, and I said, I'm never gonna be in a position anymore. I told myself where I have to depend on somebody else to give me my money. I'm gonna make my own money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they asked, where did you sell cars? Where did you sell cars?
I sold cars at a place called Watson Motorsport. Bob Watson, he's a big car dealership owner. He owns like multiple dealerships, Hyundai, Chevy, just a multiple slew of dealerships. But yeah, it just when that happened, I just didn't like that feeling that someone had the ability to tell me right then you're not getting your money, and I said, what? I said, oh no. Now I don't want to be in that position ever again. If I work, I want to get paid. So
Shout out to Stunna for coming out, getting his hustle on, and blowing it up. Shout out to everybody that's joined us on this live stream. Mike Spam God, I see you. Exotic Car Place. Check out his channel as well. He's got a nice, beautiful Gallardo. Ace Roland, check out his channel. Hamza, I see you, man. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, so I saw one other question, man, and we're going to go ahead and close it up.
Okay.
So everybody can have their Friday evening to kick it and do whatever they want to do. But somebody asked, how did I get my business credit up? And I don't know if you had to go through the same thing, Stunna, but I had to do it twice for my .com business, which is hbcuconnect.com. Then I had to do it again for Moss Estates, which is my real estate business. And basically, you build up your credit by starting small, and you get a loan for it could be real estate, it could be a loan for a business line of credit or a credit card, and it's just like when you first get credit personally. But the only difference is when you get that business loan, you co-sign personally for your business. So basically, if your business doesn't pay, then you personally have to pay. But you get that credit in your business name and with your business tax ID number, and then you can start growing that business credit. So that's what I did. I got some lines of credit with my business. I got a credit card. Then I bought my office building or office condo in my business name, and then I started making those payments. And so all that was building up a track record for my business. And with the real estate, it was the same thing, except I got the loan to get mortgages. So the mortgage was in the name of my real estate company, but I signed personally to guarantee the loan or to be like a co-signer. I was not necessarily a co-signer, but you sign some papers saying you're going to guarantee it personally. Then you start building up the credit for your real estate business. So I had to do that as well. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
No, pretty much the same. I started with a small business line of credit, and I went about it the old school way where you just get the little magazine where they got like the little papers and all the little trinkets and stuff for the office, pens, whatever, notebooks. That's actually how I started, the old American, ground level. Build up my Dun and Bradstreet number, and just started, pretty much what he said. I guaranteed the payments will be paid through my personal credit, and that's how I started. And now I have a huge business line of credit that I can use whenever I need to for my events and things like that. Whenever I have to, stages, fencing, whatever I need, I put it typically in my business line of credit. Just to continue.
That's big stuff, man.
Yeah.
My line of credit, I wouldn't say it's that big, but I don't use. They don't like me because I don't typically use it how they want people to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I'll only use that really for like if I'm doing events. But anything else, I pretty much use my personal credit.
So yeah, man, that's we've been on here for a little over an hour, I think, or maybe an hour and a half. So I appreciate you, Stunna, for joining us, man. Everybody, make sure to click on the card to check out his channel and subscribe. Appreciate you joining us, man. I'll definitely be hopping on your live streams as well when you do the sub for sub support group. And any last words?
Last words is I just want to say, man, thank you guys. I need every one of you guys to make sure that you guys stay tuned because I'm going to have Will Motivation on mine. That's right, man. We're going to flip-flop this around, and y'all make sure y'all come and check him out, man, and get some new questions lined up and ready because we're going to do this again, man. We're going to keep supporting one another and building each up, either up and go from there, man. So appreciate you guys for rocking out with us, man. Shout out to Will Motivation, man.
Also, shout out to Mod the Fame, who introduced me to Stunna Reese as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We definitely gonna have Stephen on Will Motivation channel as well. But yo, for those of you that just joined us, man, I'm sorry, man. We've been on here for over an hour and a half. So I gotta let Stunna get back to his evening, and I gotta get back to mine. But everybody enjoy their weekend. Stay safe out there. We love y'all. And hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me, Will.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you.
All right, peace.
Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for watching today's video. There's a lot more to come. Hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel. A lot of you guys have been asking me about when is my online course going to be ready. Well, I have good news for you. My online course is completed. I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can click on that link and get a 40% discount off the course. That'll be for the first 50 students. So if you're ready to take the online course that I've basically laid out everything that I know about how to invest in real estate, click the link below or just go to www.reese.com www.willmotivation.com/invest. And thank you guys for taking the time out to watch today's video. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.